Picture this. You're a gamer that sees more hotel rooms, coffee shops, or basically spend a lot of time away from home. But you're also a AAA gamer or a content creator that needs the power of a modern desktop PC. Well, that means you're going to need a desktop replacement. But not just any desktop replacement. You need one that can travel a lot without being too much of a burden, while still having enough of a punch to jack into a 4K TV to deliver some crisp gaming, render some video, or even get some serious work done. And that is what I call the home away from home gaming laptop sweet spot. Something that the MSI notebook we're checking out right here is perfect for. Meet the MSI GT62VR 7RE Dominator Pro. I know, that's a heck of a lot of numbers and letters, but let me simplify it for you. The GTs are powerful high-end gaming laptops with an emphasis on cooling performance. The 62 means it's a 15.6-inch device with a second-gen chassis design, and the rest means it can do VR and the processor is a 7th generation Kaby Lake. The SKU we have right here has a 1080p 60Hz IPS G-Sync display, i7-7700HQ quad-core processor, 16GB of RAM, and a GeForce 1070 8GB card. Of course, it also comes with a 256GB solid-state drive and a 1TB hard drive. What that all comes down to is power. Lots of it. The NVIDIA GeForce 1070 in particular is a mighty card that even most desktop users consider as more power than needed for 1080p gaming. You'll never have to step down from ultra settings in AAA games, and you love that it is paired with the tearing and stutter-free crisp G-Sync monitor. In fact, there's enough power here to drive 4K gaming in a moderately lower setting than Ultra. And that's a testament to how this laptop can scale up its performance for all your demanding needs. The chassis features a large grille on the bottom for air intake and pushes it out on two vents in the back. Performance is maintained at maximum with no discernible throttling, and parts that come in contact with your palms and lap won't go higher than, say, around 37 degrees. Speaking of the parts that come in contact with your body, the keyboard is made by SteelSeries and it comes with customizable RGB zone lighting and well-designed chiclet keys. It's easy to get used to this keyboard and we can get work done on this guy for long periods of time. The trackpad is in a good spot where you won't hit it with your palm accidentally, and it's just above average when it comes to tracking and multi-touch gestures. As a gaming laptop anyway, you'll likely be using a mouse to complete your setup. That mouse will likely plug into one of the 5 USB ports in this device. You'll get a 2.0 version on the left side, 3 USB 3.0 on the right, and a Type-C 3.1 port on the back. It's not Thunderbolt, but you'll likely not need it on this system as much anyway. As far as the other ports go, you'll get a Kensington lock and audio connectors on the left, SD card reader on the right, and finally a DisplayPort, HDMI, power, and Ethernet on the back. This all means you can get very productive on this bad boy if you need multiple accessories hooked up. Build quality is excellent on this device for the most part, and you'll notice the solid metal palm rest and top cover. Both provide a level of stability that prevents unwanted flex. Where this isn't seen though is at the bottom maintenance panel, which is plastic. You're also not supposed to open this guy, but if you throw caution to the wind, you'll see that it has one occupied M.2 slot, an occupied SATA slot, 2 free RAM slots, and that's pretty much it. We'll probably only open this guy after the 2-year warranty is done to clean the fans occasionally, unless you're keen in losing your warranty. That plastic bottom though helps a lot when it comes to portability and handling. Weighing in at 6.5 pounds, it's not exactly an ultrabook, but to believe you me, it's really easy to transport for what it's got inside. You can pick this guy up and carry it with one hand, and you can even open the lid with one finger. I do feel, however, that it could stand to trim itself footprint-wise, seeing as how it's just about the same size as my old 17-inch laptop. But maybe that has something to do with its speaker system, tuned by Dyna Audio. You're getting your typical front-firing ones for your mids and highs, but there's also a subwoofer firing down the bottom for your gaming oomph. Thankfully, what that all translates to are loud and boomy speakers that will let you game in your hotel room without needing a headset. Basically, it's a very good system. Rounding out the features include a 1080p webcam, your usual light up Dragon logo on the lid, and an 8-cell battery that lasts about 4 hours on video playback and about 1.5 hours to 2 hours of gaming. As a drawback to having the G-Sync monitor, the GPU cannot be turned off, so we end up with the shorter aforementioned 4 hours of battery on browsing and or watching video. That battery and performance can actually be slightly improved by disabling or uninstalling some of MSI's additional apps that come pre-installed. While we're lucky enough to not get Norton on our system, retail units will probably still have it out of the box. MSI also packs in several tools and control panels that can kind of get confusing, like the conflict between the SteelSeries engine's keyboard color profiles and Dragon Center's own LED wizard. The software itself can lead to some annoyances that most people will experience out of the box. The trackpad doesn't have two-finger scrolling on by default. Nahimic audio can prevent sounds to grow through HDMI. Dragon Center can prevent disk testing apps like Crystal Disk Mark. And of course, the performance and battery life gets a small hit by these apps running in the background. Of course, you can uninstall them, but some consumers might not know any better. There's positives to the software too, of course, like the aforementioned RGB keyboard lighting customization, fan speed options, and the like. Enthusiasts should also be able to push the notebook a little bit more by installing MSI Afterburner and tweaking their GPU settings. The quad-core processor, however, cannot be overclocked and stays at a nice 2.8 GHz with boost. Price-wise, we're looking at 150,000 pesos or 2,000 US dollars if you're buying it elsewhere, for the model we have right here, with street prices likely going lower. Of course, most people's knee-jerk reaction to pretty much any price announcement in the Philippines is to get angry that it's not priced at like 20 pesos with a free cornetto. But to be honest, it's actually quite worth it. Once you factor in the monitor, backlit keyboard, built-in trackpad, and other incidentals that most computer builders don't include in their estimates, you'll land at around 120,000 peso price point for a similarly spec'd desktop anyway. Add the fact that this guy is a portable device, and then you'll see why it provides such decent value. Overall, you're getting one of the best home away from home packages in MSI's GT62VR. What really drives it home for us is that you can run it full bore without virtually any throttling under pressure, something that all power users want in their travel laptop and very rarely get it from competing models. With a top-end processor and GPU, you should be able to play any game at 1080p or even 4K, edit videos, and get things done. It's portable enough that you shouldn't have many problems traveling with this, while also maintaining a decent size for productivity. There are some small trade-offs in the form of shorter battery life, lack of Thunderbolt 3, and slightly confusing software, but it doesn't really mar the overall package. Which leads us to giving the MSI GT62VR 7RE Dominator Pro a highly recommended award. It's a great balance between portability and power for people who need it, and consumers looking for that should definitely check this guy out. Well, that's about it for this review, and thanks for watching. I'm Alex from thetechnoclass.com, and I'll see you in the next one.